she's special, and I think that one of the reasons I say that is, but in this particular moment of change around like the loss of my job, I was in a place that I was trying to get back into the organization. And I know I'm an entrepreneur now, and I started something that I'm really excited about, and it's working. But I was trying to get back into an organization. It's what I knew. I've been applying for jobs. I'm boom, applying all day. I probably applied for maybe like 150 jobs. I'm not kidding. I mean, I'm built where I track things. I'm like, it was 150. It may have been 153. But I had one interview.
Yeah.
One first round interview out of 150 applications. And I'm like, what is happening? So one of the things my wife did is she just asked me one day, she was like, what are you doing?
What year this was, by the way?
This was last year. This was mid last year.
Oh, last year.
This was really, yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, this is last year. And she asked me, what are you doing? And I'm like, I'm actually upset. I'm like, what do you mean what I'm doing? I'm literally applying for hundreds of jobs.
No response. Yeah.
No, she's like, and she says it again, and then it clicks with me. She's like, no, what are you doing? And I'm like, okay, all right, there's something I'm missing here. as I think sometimes husbands will do. I'm like, all right, I'm missing something. Let me think a little harder. And she pushes and she clarifies for me though, and she's like, just build it yourself. Just build it yourself.
Yeah.
And the reason why I say that she's so amazing for a number of different reasons. There's not enough mic time for me to name, but she saw in me what I didn't see yet. And I think that's, I talked about making space for people at tables.
Yeah.
Also just being mindful of who is around you. And it could be a spouse, it could be a friend, it could be a pastor, whoever. It could be a pet. Now that's another story too. But someone being able to see in you what you can't see yet. And the crazy part about it, I've done entrepreneurialism before, smaller sense, just some, smaller things and smaller opportunities. But
like,
I had an urban streetwear brand in Texas for a while.
Oh, okay.
It was in Dallas, and that was my first rodeo.
Gotcha.
And I learned how to make some mistakes. And I'm thankful for that. But after that didn't work, I locked away entrepreneurship. It was almost like it was down a hallway, and after every year with like a better salary, a better promotion, more comfort, better salary, it just pushed further and further away. And it's like more locks got added onto that door over and over again. But when my wife said, and again, shout out to Anissa Johnson for this, but when she said, what are you doing? And why don't you just build it yourself? It's like every lock on that door fell away at once. And it's like I could feel just my mind turning back to like the vision and just the ideas. Like people have asked me about starting a firm before. It was stuff I always shut down. I'm like, I'm not doing that. I'm like, what are you talking about? I have 2 steady checks every year. I mean, not every year, but every month. And I'm up for promotion. Get out of my face. But with those locks coming down, it's just like I went from applying for jobs to immediately building. And then for a while, I would just kind of like go back and forth. I'm like, I'll apply for jobs half the day, and I'll build, write, strategize about building my firm. Other half of the day, apply for jobs, build a firm. And then I started just kind of pay attention where the momentum was coming from. Again, like I said, hundreds of applications, one interview.
Yeah.
And every time I talked to someone about what I was building in terms of Alfred Wynn as a consulting firm, more momentum would happen in that lane. Like I would tell somebody about what I was building, who would be for, what we were trying to solve for. And someone was like, oh, tell me more about that. Or you should meet with such and such, or you should talk to. And then it got to a point where I was just like, okay, all right, well, all the momentum's over here and building out this firm, making it what it should be, actually listening to this vision and making it come true and making it plain. I had to just shut down the idea of going back into an organization and go all in.
Well, let me ask you this here. Alfred Wynn. Why name the company Alfred Wynn?
Man, I love that question. I needed a couple things to happen for me to do this. I really had to do it my way, and that's the one thing that we continue to do. And I think that I'm so thankful that I think the vision that I have for Alfred Wynn, like I can see the 10-year version of it right now, and sometimes that's frustrating because I'm trying to build a 10-year version in 1 year.
Yeah.
But when I thought about creating and launching my own firm, particularly a consulting firm, management consulting, we wanted it to do a couple of things. I wanted legacy to be built into it. I wanted to represent the novelty of what we were doing that was a little bit different. And I wanted it to make sure that it was distinctive. So, you got to have that searchability up there. And it's got to be recognizable in that way. And I tried a lot of different names, something I thought about a whole lot, being a brand strategy guy. I'm like, this is important. I'm going to try to get this right.
Right. And
then it just became a layup. It was actually my wife's idea even. She talked about, why don't you just name it out of someone in the family? Like, when she first said it, and she's like, Alfred Wynn. I was like, I don't know. And coming back around to it, I heard her infinite wisdom. But coming around to it, I think it just needed to marinate for me a little bit. And what it did is, when it marinated, all of a sudden all the light bulbs went off at once. It answered the legacy, and I'll tell you about that. And it answered the distinctiveness, and it answered just an expression of something that's a novel, new way of what we're doing from a management consulting perspective. So Alfred is my dad's first name, and Wynn is my mom's maiden name.
Gotcha.
So it was a way where I could sort of like honor the legacy that they have created, not me. They have created. And I get to sort of be living proof of, and something that in making it helped put it in the right position too, where it's like, this is bigger than me. This is for me now, for other people will serve now, but also after me and beyond. So that was key. And I also just wanted to make sure that, it could kind of stand alone. Like some people ask me now, like, Alfred Wynn, how long has that been around? It's like, feels like it could be 1 year or like 100 years.
Yeah, I agree.
And people outside of like, minority communities do it all the time. Looking at the research, there's Raymond James, all these companies, Charles Schwab.
Right.
The list goes on and on.
Yeah.
Industry by industry, thousands of thousands. I'm like, well, as Black people and Black professionals, it's like, we can do that too. And so that was part of that I wanted to make sure it came through. And Alfred Wynn as a consulting firm, the novelty of it is, so like I said, I grew up in an agency. I'm an agency guy I'm always going to be a rah-rah agency guy.
Yeah.
It's like media, promotions, marketing, brand strategy. Agencies have gotten one thing right for sure, among many, culture. And I think that there are people in agencies that are doing that better than others, but that's something that culture, that creative energy, creative expression that I wanted to show up in Alfred Wynn. So what I've done is try to take the best of agency, what I liked about that, and what traditional management consulting, like your Boston Consulting Groups, your McKinseys of the world, what they're getting right in terms of positioning and service offerings, and just smash them together.
Hello, this is G Bass, Rise of the 1%, Rise Media. We on this Saturday evening about to get ready to knock out some podcast episodes with some individuals here in the city of Atlanta making some big moves. You can see here, look, this is how it goes down. Here when our guests come and sit down with myself, G Bass, other Rise of the 1% of Rise Media, to have that conversation, to share the story, share the journey, share what you got going on. So listen, everybody got a story, everybody got a journey, and then you got some things going on, then you definitely can get with us and see if it'll be a fit to be on the Rise of 1% podcast and actually have that discussion with myself. It's going to be a link to a form for you to fill out. You said www.theriseofthe1%.com/pod-form. Again, www.theriseofthe1%.com/pod-form. It's going to be in this video. You can fill that out, and we can see if it'll be a fit for you to come on and have that conversation with myself. If you don't fill out the form, then obviously it's not for you, and that's fine. We're looking for those that's serious. Those that's serious about rising to the top 1% are already in the 1%. That's what we're looking to sit down with myself right here. As you can see, Rise Media, Rise of the 1%. This is how we get down. We have a great time and have a lot of fun doing it. So once again, if you're serious, make sure you fill out the form. We'll look over the form, see if it's a fit. If it's a fit, we'll reach out. If not, we won't reach out. We'll just continue to move forward. But with that said, this is G Bass. See you soon. Have a great one on purpose.